Welcome back to What Ifs and Maybes, a podcast about the what ifs of our lives and the maybes of our heart. This is your host, Pao.
And Mads and Nina here today. Hi, Pao.
Oh, hi, Mads. How are you?
Eating, to be honest, but at least I'm honest.
At least you're honest. Yeah. What are you eating?
Yogurt and like this snack called, let's just call them like cookie snacks. Because
Ooh.
yeah, cookie snacks. They're made of flour and it looks like a small bread, but it's like a toasted bread. So yes, that's it.
Okay.
How
Nina
about
said
you?
that's sus.
I
Oh,
honestly
me?
I don't know what that means, but yes, you.
Sus means suspicious. Now you
Oh,
know.
I always see it in like Gen Z tweets. You're such a Gen Z, Nina.
You're the same age.
Nuh-uh, I'm like a month older. That made all the difference. But how are you today, pal?
Today, when we always ask this, we always say tired, but you change it, so I'm gonna change it. I'm doing good just today. What if people aren't really good, aren't really bad? What's the difference between being nice and being a pushover? So,
So,
So, right now, let's answer the first question. What if people aren't really good? Should we define
mm,
what's good first?
what is good for you, pal?
Okay, so being good, I think since we all have a morality, something, so we
Mm-hmm.
have different
Versions.
definitions of good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, being good for me is like just doing good or being a helpful, kind
Mm-hmm.
person.
But you know how some people would say that being nice doesn't really mean that you're a good
Mm.
person. Have you heard about
Oh,
that?
I have never heard of that. Can you expound on that?
There's a whole song from Into the Woods, according to Nina. But I think I heard that when I was in high school. And then there's like this trope that the good second lead guy is not really a good person because he's just nice.
Oh,
Like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I heard about that difference. Well, for me, I think good is just a good person is someone who does something without expecting anything. They could just do something or just he's doing something for another person's well-being. Du-du-du-du. Okay, anyway. Thanks, Nina. Du-du-du-du. How about you, pal? Would you agree with that definition?
Yeah, I agree with that. But since we were talking about the what we learned from high school, I don't know when I heard this, maybe in high school or elementary, but I heard a Christian living teacher once said that there is always a selfish intent when doing good. So I
Oh,
think
do you remember why?
yeah. It's like, if I remember correctly, she said that people do good to feel good. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're giving money
Mm-hmm.
to a poor person, they gave money because
Then you're not good or selfish or like egoistic in a certain sense.
in a certain sense, I think that's correct. But using the term selfish, maybe that's being a hypocrite, actually.
But then if that's the reason, I think that's where the distinctions come in. It's not really genuine, not a good.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so if that's what she said, I don't really think that her definition on what she said was correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think people are naturally good or bad.
I think
It
we're
depends
like.
intentions.
I think we were born as a blank slate, and that's it. Like we're good. We make good or bad choices just based on what we see from other people. No modeling. I think that's
Yeah.
a description for.
That's true. There are also, well, since we grew up in a different place, I mean, there are times when there's like a universal law or saying, no, it's not a saying, a law that being bad is killing. But there are also, in some religions, being good is always praying to God and something like that. So I don't really remember where I was
Mm-hmm.
going
With
with
your
this
thought,
sentence.
But this like discussion put me back with this like debate in the good old Tumblr. It used to have this debate that if you want to have closure with someone, is that really for the other person or is that just for you? The closure, I mean. Because if you start thinking or digging up the past in a conversation, then you're just reopening old wounds when you just want to feel better. And I think that's when I realized that just because I'm not satisfied with how things ended doesn't mean that I have to talk about it still because
Mm-mm.
I'm not the only person in the world. And I brought that up because it wasn't really a good decision. So I wasn't really being a good person by having closure. But anyway, I just wanted to put that in because I remembered it. And you forgot what you were trying to say. So I just wanted to segue that in. But anyway.
I think maybe let's use that as a example. So if you're having a toxic relationship and then you want to have closure with the other person, do you think that other person is a good person when they give you the closure that you want, or a bad person for like not caring about it? Is that not a good
I
connection?
understand. I
Okay.
get it. I get it. But I think it's hard to really put labels like, oh, you're good, you're bad from doing this, you're good from doing this. I think we just make choices that's not really,
Yeah. So
beneficial
yeah.
to any of us.
Yeah. So that was what I was thinking. In a toxic relationship, maybe violence was involved, something like that.
You're talking about a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
are you still being nice or like are you being pushed over by this toxic person? Does that
yeah,
mean that you're a
something like.
good person by doing that? Or I don't know. Who thought of this prom? I think I did.
Actually, I think the last, what's the difference between being nice and being a pushover was me.
Both of us. It's a both of our faults.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
It's really
actually,
hard, guys. It's
the
kind of
reason why, yeah, it's kind of hard. The reason why I wrote that prompt before was I only realized that I was being a pushover when I was in high school. I thought I was being nice.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then
Yes.
what made you understand that?
Yes, Nina. Wait, no. Like, yeah, when I was in high school. But habits are hard
To
to let
break.
go. Yeah, to break. So maybe I'm still a pushover, but.
I think when I was in high school, I was deemed as someone who was too nice to the point that I was being pushed over. But then I was aware of that. So this is my question. Like if you're aware of that fact and you let other people do that just because you're too lazy to correct them or to change the social conventions of your high school, does that make me?
What do you mean? What does that make you? Being nice or a pushover?
Like if I'm aware that people are taking advantage of that being nice, quote unquote persona, and like I don't really care. I just want to
Be-
leave.
being nice persona. I think you were just a really nice person
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh,
Well, did you mind that you were being pushed over by.
I think at the back of my head, like I didn't mind because I believe in karma, and like at the end of the day, like at least
Mm-mm,
I'm not doing anything wrong with my life, and
mm-mm.
so like if they do that to me, then I don't mind because at least I'm honest. So at the end of the day, I don't have any thoughts at the back of my head that I did this, I did that, and I regret it. So
Mm-mm.
even if I was pushed over, and I don't know if I was nice, was good, but at least I didn't do anything bad. I think that was
Yeah.
my rationalization. Then I don't really recommend that because that's a
Mhm.
toxic way of living. So I think I changed
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah. Nina said was then I think you were genuinely nice then.
Oh,
Back then.
oh, see, when we talk about this, it's when I realized that I took myself too negative at the time, even now. But
Hmm.
what about you, pal?
Wait, before me, Nina said, I think it all started from being nice. Okay, for me, when I was in high school, I think that the problem was when people didn't understand the assignment or the work, I would help them 100%. That
Mm-hmm.
to the point that I would do it.
Mm-hmm. With no shame.
So they would like, I think that's the reason why I'm chill right now, because I was, no, actually, I've been chill my whole life.
Nina's asking, did you let them use you?
I don't,
I let them
I
use me. Like, I'm not proud of it, but it's not something I hide either. But I remember
Yeah.
like we had this poetry submission and we had to like make a sonnet, all of us. And I literally made half of my classroom sonnets because it was so easy. And at the same time, like refusing them took a lot more effort. So I'm like, "Oh, just give this to me. Okay, we're done. Who's next? We're done." And like at the same time, I feel like, oh, when the exams come, you guys are gonna fail because you didn't work on it.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So Nina said when she was in high school or even in elementary, she was on a trade basis with her friends.
That's good. I never had those friends. I want to put it out there that we had a friend. Let's call her Kay. All of us know this Kay from college. And I remember her telling me that she used to do her classmates like homeworks and then she won't teach them so that when examination come around, she'll know that they'll fail because she was the one who was doing their homework.
Oh my gosh!
So it starts with a K, guys, and ends with an E. She's her friend, and she's very savage. Yes, Nina, that person. I
Oh
remember like laughing out loud, but at the same time, it was so sad and it was so funny at the same time.
yeah, true.
Don't imitate us, guys. It was a very smart and evil move from that friend of ours. Very passive
Yeah.
aggressive.
Okay. So, in high school and elementary, I think in elementary, I was genuinely nice, especially to my best friend. So she had like a hard time doing her project, and I would do it for her because she had like troubled family life. So that's why I think I became a pushover when like in high school. There were times when we were in a group project and people would like choose what part they will do, and then they would all take the easiest one, and then I'll get the hardest one, or they'll make me the leader, and then I would just be like, okay, that's fine. Even though there was one time it was in a science class, I think it was physics, and then I was absent for the day, and they chose the project that I didn't like, and then they chose me as a leader, and then they wrote it down and gave it to the teacher, and then I was just like, oh no, okay. So I think I was a pushover back then because I
Mm-hmm.
should have complained to my teacher.
I think it also boils down to the kind of
Ah,
parenting that we went through. Like Pao and I were quite we were disciplined a bit, a lot by our parents.
mhm.
And I remember like in elementary school, like we have this thing that you have to clean on a certain day, like you're assigned for that one. I don't know if that happens. Like it happened. It happens a lot in Asian countries. So I think I was in second grade. No, I was in first second grade. My classmates don't clean. So when it was
Oh.
our day's turn, I was the only one scrubbing the floor at that age.
Oh.
And I remember like a teacher went in and she was like, why are you still here? It was like 5 p.m. and our class ended at like 2, I think, or 3. And I'm like, oh, I'm still cleaning, ma'am. She was like, no, go home.
Oh.
Go home already. Why are you the only one here? No one came. And I remember that scene from the back of my head because it was quite sad. I
Yeah.
remember not feeling like aggressive or mean about my classmates, but at the same time, I felt bad about myself
Yeah,
because
I understand.
I didn't really complain about it. And then the next day, everyone got reprimanded because they left me all alone. So they had to clean the whole campus. And I was
Nina
the
said
only.
she.
She said that she had a similar situation, but ended differently. I don't think I want to
Oh.
know. She was the class president. Is that right, Pao?
Yeah, she was the class president at that time, and no one wanted to listen to clean up. So Nina did it herself. And then, how did it end, Nina? And then her class moderator showed up and saw that Nina was the only one cleaning. Then the rest of the class got reprimanded. While Nina got a little bit of praise, and she got to sit and watch them clean. OMG!
Oh, that happened as well, like during high school.
So it happened to you guys both. I think
Yeah.
it was also because our upbringing in our religion in our school, we were always taught to be nice, to do good. So, well, that's for me. That being nice was always just saying okay, even though you really didn't want to, rather than cause difficulty to others. So when I was a kid, I didn't know what pushover meant. I just always thought that that was being nice because I grew up thinking that I had to always be good, to always do good to everyone. So being assertive really wasn't something that I knew how to do or learned how to do back then. Well,
Mm-hmm.
until now, it's still hard, you know?
Well, to make you feel better, I learned it from anime. Like they had this show called Sugar Sugar Rune, I think, and there was this girl called Chocola. I don't know if you guys know that, but there was Chocola and Vanilla, and Chocola was the main character who was really like confident, and I knew I was a Vanilla, meaning that I had a characteristic with that character. And then I realized that the confident ones are the main characters of the show. So I got jealous, little 6-year-old me. No, I was like 12 at the time, but let's call it 6 for the sake of character development. But so like I'm like, no, I'm gonna be more confident. And then I think I overcompensated. I realized it wasn't a good thing. Things should be done in moderation. It's okay, pal. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Take your
yeah. You
time.
know, yeah, I get. When I was watching anime, I like card capture Sakura, Tomoyo Daidoji,
I can't pronounce it, so like just
so that it's just Tomoyo, and she was like the best friend, and then she was always just kind and reserved, and I really liked her. Maybe that's why I was always reserved.
mm-hmm.
Debatable, maybe a pushover.
Very debatable because Pao has its moments when she tends to be aggressive with her words and she doesn't know. Like, you know.
You know, it started when we were in college. Those aggressive. I always just shut up when I was in high school, but because of our friend group,
I think
yeah.
like
So
like
I'm not saying
Nina's face, like, excuse me? Oh, you're
I
like this
didn't ask
before we
you
even
guys.
met you.
No.
I just want to say that when I first met Pao,
So how did you know?
I thought that she wasn't such a nice person. I'm just saying. When I first met Pao.
Oh, already said that, but I was always told that I look
Mm-hmm.
snobbish.
Yeah,
Even
because
by our college, I no, not college. My church friends back then would tell me
mhm.
that because I have my resting face really wasn't a smiley face.
I'm the same, so I understand your feelings.
So that's why. So Nina said I have always had a problem with authority herself. So
I find it funny.
and she has proof.
I don't like people who are too authoritative. Like I like talking things out. What's
Oh,
that, Nina? My literal kindergarten grade card. Oh yeah, because in our grade cards, like the back of it has like comments regarding attitudes and behavior. So Nina's saying that she had a comment like that. She had a problem with authority. I don't
I
even want to know how that came around.
I
Mine
think my grade
mhm.
card never had a comment, like
Really?
a comment section. Yeah, I never really saw a comment in our grade card.
Mine was always good. Like she's so quiet and like what's the word?
Hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking. They always say that. You don't have to.
Yeah, the cards were just always given to us, to the parent. When we
Mhm.
were in elementary, then
Mhm.
in high school, they would show us. I think, I don't even remember actually.
Mhm.
I don't remember. I just remember I never saw comments in the card. So my card didn't have any comments. But the teachers even didn't say if we were good. They just said where we had difficulty in. But they would always say I was reserved. I think I'm good. There was one time
Mhm.
I don't know if this was, I don't know. So there was this one time when I had classmate that
Mhm.
wasn't, well, I think she would have thought that she was being bullied by the class. So we were group 3 to 4 people in a group.
Mhm.
And then person, the one being bullied, didn't have any group mate. So I told the teacher that she doesn't have a group mate, but my group already had 4 people. So the teacher just said, okay, you can add her to your group. So I was being kind for the first part. Was I being kind of her or a pushover in the second part? I don't know. But we had her in a group and her personality was debatable. But we lived through it.
Mhm.
I didn't fight with her, but it was debatable.
Mhm. When I fight with people, like I don't talk to them for like 2 years.
Oh,
Like I'm
wow.
intense. I barely fight with people.
Yeah, I understand. I don't know if how I said it was like saying that she was bullied because of that. Or is it not? I don't know why she was bullied. maybe because other people just don't like her personality. I think actually,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can consider that as bullied, but she was a loner. Maybe that's the right
Mm-hmm.
term. She was a loner who wanted to be friends, but her way of saying her mind was really aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
that it can easily offend other people.
Like talking about like what I disagree with other people because I think that's a healthy conversation to have. But I don't like aggressive conversations. Nina said,
True.
"I know that type. Sometimes it's sad seeing them want, but also frustrating." Yeah.
Yeah. So Nina said it's also frustrating when you see that they're just being bullheaded about it too. Like I'm giving opportunity. Same.
Mm-hmm.
She was like a part of our group while eating lunch, and
Mm-hmm.
then she would ridicule what our conversation was. So we were giving her an opportunity to be friends with her, and then she just, didn't take it. And I was giving her advice. I said maybe when people are talking like that and you don't agree, maybe you can change the topic rather than ridiculing. Ridicule.
I don't know. I give up. Ridiculing.
Ridiculing.
Wait, I don't think that's a word, Paula.
At the end of the day, our brain capacity is already at its limit. Grammar is hard.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she would always just say that people should learn to accept her, tolerate her, something like that. And I would say, I think you should try to accept and tolerate other people too. And then, no, that's just life. So I don't know if at least, I don't know, I was being nice to give her, I think that is so conceited. I was being nice anyway. So I was just trying to give her advice to get along and have good friends
Mm-hmm.
because people aren't naturally good,
Mm-hmm.
aren't naturally bad. We learn from the
Mm-hmm.
experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, Anina said, I always thought giving them an opportunity was enough. It's up to them to take it. That's true. Yeah, people, it depends on their intentions. But people aren't naturally good or bad. I think they are neutral. It depends on their intentions if they will decide on doing good or doing bad. Want to add
So,
something, Matt?
I think at the end of the day, like it just comes down to what you decide each day. I think some days you're good, some days you're not so good, and some days you're not so nice. Some days you're pushed lower, but there's always tomorrow. Wow.
Oh.
Like I'm dabbing. That was a dab, guys, but don't judge me. Anyway,
Nina also wrote, some days you pick the people you are nice to.
that's also true. But you cannot pick
Yeah,
the ones who will be nice to you. So,
that's true.
so I hope you make the right choices. See you again next time. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at What Ifs Maybes and subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Ifs and Maybes. Hoping that your
Hoping
regrets.
be small and wish you stay strong. Bye, guys!
Bye. Bye, Nina.